Hi guys, today on our delicious journey, we're going to make some amazing soft gulab jamuns, which I'm hoping you're going to make on Diwali and surprise your family. Now to make these soft gulab jamuns, I have taken half kg of Hariyali Mawa. So basically you need to take batches of this mawa and grate it because we don't want any grains in this. Now this mawa, if it's not easily available, you can use any soft mawa as well. Now take small batches of this mawa that you have grated and with the base of your palm, just go on mashing it well. Make it nice and creamy and it's a good exercise for your hand, okay? So this step is also important when you're making your gulab jamuns so that the consistency or the texture of the balls, the dough basically, is nice and soft and creamy. So now the Hariyali Mawa is nice and creamy. To this we are going to add half a cup of malai paneer. So now I'm taking half a cup of paneer, grating it the same way that I did for the Hariyali Mawa. These steps are very important. Though they're very time consuming, they're very important because it will give an amazing smooth texture to your gulab jamuns. So now the paneer also has a nice creamy texture. We'll mix this with the mawa. Now many a times we also use milk powder, we use arrowroot powder, but this particular method I found that the gulab jamuns were more delicious. So hence I'm using paneer. So now mix this together and again cream it. Now with the back of your fingers, just masal do isko, just get all your, no, I'm just joking. Treat it with love. Add your love to this. And now I'll just once again with my palm mash this well and make it nice and creamy. Now depending on the moisture that you feel in the dough, you need to add maida. And don't add all of it together but add it step by step. Now the moisture is not that much in this mawa. So I'm going to add just 2 tablespoons of maida. Mix it well. The texture, that smoothness is feeling so nice to my hands. I'm enjoying this whole process of, creaming the mawa. There's still a little moisture, so I'm going to add 2 more tablespoons. Okay, now this seems like a perfect mixture. Now we're going to knead this to a nice dough till all the mawa does not stick anymore to the parat. So you can see the mawa has come together and it is not sticking to the parat when I'm just kneading it. So now our gulab jamun dough is ready. So now we'll cover this dough with a wet cloth and let it rest for about 15 minutes. And while the dough is resting, we'll make the chasni. Now to make the chasni or the sugar syrup, we're going to use 8 cups of sugar. To this we'll add 6 cups of water. Okay. I'm just going to add a few saffron strings. Take about 4 to 5 green cardamoms and just crush them lightly and just add this to the water. Now you need to just cook this sugar and water syrup till the sugar is completely dissolved and it comes to a boil. That's it. Don't bother making that 1 tari ka chachni and 2 tari ka chachni. I find it very cumbersome. This is very easy. We just basically want the gulab jamuns to soak in the syrup. So keep it simple. So the sugar is dissolved and it's come to a boil. We'll shut the flame And we'll add 2 tablespoons of rose water to this. Now always remember, the sugar syrup has to always be warm and not piping hot, okay, when you add the gulab jamuns. So now we'll keep this aside and we'll fry the gulab jamuns. Now we'll make tiny balls with this dough. The reason why I'm saying tiny is, once you fry these gulab jamuns and you put them into the sugar syrup, they bloom and they become big. So if you make these balls really big, they will firstly not cook very well, and secondly they will not soak also very well. They may tend to burn outside and stay kacha inside, and they will not soak also well. Just small pieces, just keep mashing this like this with your hand and roll it into a ball. Keep it on a side. So once you finish making the balls, remember to keep them covered with a wet cloth, because then they tend to get dry, okay? And then cracks get formed. So let's not anything go disastrous when you're making these beautiful, amazing soft gulab jamuns. So now I'm going to cover this. Now, traditionally we use ghee for frying gulab jamuns, and I'm frying these gulab jamuns in ghee, but you can use oil as well. Now I have kept the ghee to melt and to heat up on a medium to low temperature, because the temperature can't be too high, as the gulab jamuns on the outside can burn or become brown, and inside they'll remain raw, kacha. Now to test if the ghee is the correct temperature, just take a small ball of the mawa and just add it to the hot ghee. You can see that the bubbles have started to form and it is floating as well. That means your oil or ghee is ready. Don't overcrowd the vessel that you're frying the gulab jamuns in. Maybe add 10 to 15 at one time. So now when you're frying the gulab jamuns, take a spoon and just keep swirling the oil so that the gulab jamuns fry evenly. They move and they fry evenly. You can see what a beautiful golden color they've got. And even the chasni has cooled down a bit. So now let's add these garam gulab jamuns to the syrup. When you're making gulab jamuns, the first few batches, like maybe 1 or 2 batches initially, may not turn out fine, because you're setting the temperature of the oil, you're testing if you have added enough maida to the dough. So don't get hassled about it if your first batch or even your second batch does not come fine. So when you're making it for the first time, for the first batch, add either 2 or 3 gulab jamuns, okay? And then once you know the temperature is right, your consistency of the dough is perfect, then you can go on adding more number of balls into the ghee. Sometimes after you've rested the dough, there may be a little moisture still remaining into the dough. So you can add a little bit of maida and make the balls, okay? Knead it well and then make the balls. It's been 4 hours. We have kept the rasgullas to soak in the syrup, and now I'm going to be the first to have it because I love gulab jamuns. Just look at the beautiful color and see how well the syrup is soaked inside. You can see it's cooked well. Shivani, come take a bite. Tell me how it is.
I'll die for this.
Don't die. Eat.
Die for this.
So guys, Do try this recipe, let me know, and wish you a very, very happy and a prosperous Diwali.